welcome to the mess. I don't know if you can see in the background, there's quite a lot of things going on, and that is because today I am moving studios. If you followed me for a while, you'll know that I work usually, or I have worked over the past few years, from the spare bedroom upstairs. But yesterday I was working in the kitchen and I had the idea of moving my studio from upstairs to this room downstairs, and that's because the studio upstairs that I had was very dark, and I prefer to work in natural light, and this room down here gets a lot of natural light, and Anthony prefers to work in the dark, so we're gonna sort of swap rooms. And so yesterday when I mentioned this, Anthony just started moving everything straight away because he wanted to get his room ready to go as soon as possible, but I was working on my Inktober drawing in the kitchen, which is through there. That has left me with a big room full of stuff that needs a home and needs to be rehomed. So today I'm going to take most of the day off Inktober just to get this room cleaned and sorted out. So I thought I would film the process because I love watching things like this, especially when it has to do with building an art studio. And this room is so bright. I mean, you can see the lights like hitting my face now, and if I show you like down there, it's really bright. Please excuse the mess, but it's going to be one of those messy videos. So this is what we're looking like at the moment. Everything's just sort of shoved in corners. I've got books, pencils. This probably won't be staying because this is living room furniture, more living room furniture and lamps. I've got another one here. This is a dining chair. This is Tiggy. Let's see Tiggy. Hello. This chair here with cushions and stuff, I probably won't be using any of that. I've got photos and canvases and mirrors, all living room stuff. Ideally, I don't want any living room things in a studio. It has to be somewhere that's perfect and ready and set up just for making artwork. Yeah, I want everything to be set up perfectly for making artwork at all times, and the brilliant thing about this big space is that I'm gonna be able to set up several different stations. So I'll be able to have, I think I'll be able to have a photography station, a drawing station with an overhead setup, a painting station with a filming setup as well, maybe like a filming area with a nice background, and a computer printing and packing station. That's what I've got in my mind. I don't know if I should draw this out and like start measuring things, but I think what I'm going to start doing is moving everything from this room into the kitchen back there, and clean this room from top to bottom, and then clean everything and bring it back in and start moving stuff around. Here we are at the moment. I've moved everything I can possibly move. I've left a tripod there so that I can set up this camera so you can see what I'm doing. This stuff on the floor is like the internet and the security cameras. I'm not sure what I can do with the sofa. I'm hoping to be able to set up a little reading corner, but this is quite a big sofa, but I really don't want to get rid of it because I think it's really beautiful. And this table here that's just got my printer on it, it's too heavy for me to lift, and I've kind of run out of space, so I'll show you in the kitchen. This is a bit of a fire hazard, but I am literally backed all the way up. Next, I've left these pieces of artwork on the wall. I have just sold this one, so that's why there's a gap there, but I was going to take it down and do another lick of paint on the wall, but I think I'm going to clean in here first because it's really dusty, so let's get on with that. I'll clean the windows, I'll clean all the mirrors, because they're looking pretty grubby. And we haven't had a window cleaner come for a while, but the problem is the window cleaning stuff is in this cupboard and I'm a bit trapped in at the moment, so I might have to leave that. I definitely need to paint these walls because of this mark here. There's some sort of like coffee spill, I don't even know how that's happened, and loads of little marks on the wall that will be much better if I can cover them up. And this one, oh, this one's horrendous. In order to get to the pin, I'm going to have to go out of the front door to the garage rather than out the back door like I usually do. So I think that's what I might do next. Okay, so we're abandoning the paint plan because otherwise I'm never going to be able to get set up and start drawing in here today, and that's the idea, is just to quickly set up so that I can get an Inktober finished and take a nice picture of it and have like roughly the right setup. So we'll save the painting part for another day, and I'm going to start dragging my art studio furniture in here and cleaning it and getting it in the right place.
Wow! Wow!
It's opening.
It's happening!
I know.
John.
Push up.
Push it. You want to unplug right away, love?
No.
Push it to where?
No, you can't get in there, can you? I'm just trying to figure it all out.
You can if you move that.
Yeah, but no. Then I'll just have the same problem. Maybe if I put this at an angle. Like that.
Yeah. Wow!
Look at me.
No. Look at me. I'm scruffy.
Can't see you. It's moving day. You're supposed to be scruffy. So this is where we're at the moment, which is not ideal because really I want to have an area set up here for photography because this will get the best light in the evening, and that tends to be when I want to take photos, or in the morning it gets really lovely light, and that sofa is blocking all the light coming in, so I'd like to get something set up by this window. So now I'm thinking that maybe if I put these bookcases flat against this back wall, move these tables out and put the sofa in between there. So I'm going to give that a try now. This definitely doesn't look right. This sofa is giving me a lot of problems. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is pretty much go back to how I had it set up almost at the beginning. So how it is now with these two bookcases, I'm going to leave those as they are. I'm going to move the sofa that's, can you see it? It's here, onto this wall here where the printer is, and I'm going to put the desks back there. And then I'm going to wait until I'm able to go and buy some more desks, because I want a lot more desks in here, a lot more working space, so that I can put something here by the window, something here, and possibly even something kind of like an island in the middle. I'm going to put everything back how it was, pretty much, and then start stacking my shelves. So as you can see at the moment, it's definitely not the prettiest, but these are like my most expensive items that I have in my studio that really need looking after, so they definitely need to be off the floor. But these are the only desks that I've got, because my bigger desk is currently upstairs and Anton is using it, and he's got a whole studio set up on his, so I'm currently deskless in terms of a desk that I have for drawing on, but I have got a desk for my MacBook, and I've got a desk for my printer and space for my scanner. Now this looks really messy, and I've got a little lamp there as well. But I have this light pad that I would ideally like to be out and easily accessible at all times. And I've also got a massive, I think it's A2 drawing board that I'd like to be here. So I think ideally I wouldn't have these shelves against this wall, and I would just have a full corner of desks going around. I'm not sure. I definitely need to work it out and put a little bit more thought into it, but I think this is going to be the layout, the temporary layout for today. So I'm going to start stacking my shelves now, getting all my pencils and my books out, make it look a little bit more like a studio. I might stick some artwork to the wall, so that it looks a little bit less like a living room. And I also need to take this mirror down and put that somewhere else, because it's a beautiful mirror, but it's a waste of a wall. In an art studio you don't really need a massive mirror, do you? So I'm going to start stacking the shelves, and then it'll be lunchtime. Right there, if you get lonely in the songs, believe me girls, someday I'll pay the The easiest way that I find to make my shelves look visually pleasing is to arrange things in rainbow order. So I've got all of my pencils on this second to highest shelf, and they're all Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. I've got some Caran d'Ache watercolour pencils in there, and some Arteza, I can't remember what the name, I think they're just called artist pencils. And they're all in the same jars because they all have the colour running all the way along the case. I do have some other colour pencils that don't, so I arrange them differently because they don't look quite as nice when they're on the shelves. And these shelves are quite a big part of the reason that they're there, is to be visually pleasing to me, not just for organisation, or I'd get something where I could store more things. But I like the way that these shelves look, and I like having things in rainbow order, and it makes everything really easy to find as well. And on this lower shelf here, they're all my oil paints, and they're also arranged in rainbow order, so they go from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple and pink at the end. And then on the other shelf over here, this will have some oil paints on it as well, but I'll put my acrylic paints on there, I'll put my Sharpies on there, and I can't remember what else goes on there actually. I'll have to have a look through the boxes and see what I've got. Okay, so this shelf, this is going to have my uglier looking pencils, the ones that are mostly like brown and black, my graphite pencils, and then I've got Sharpies, some acrylic paints, business cards, some reading books, and I'm not sure what else, so I'm going to have a dig through. I've got some baskets down here full of just bits and bats, so I'm going to try and arrange them nicely on here. So I've just had lunch and made a huge mess in the kitchen, so that I don't have to clean that up, I'm gonna continue on in here. And I've just gone and pulled some prints out of my drawers from upstairs. Here, I'll show you them. These are some of my prints that I have in the drawers from upstairs that are like slightly the wrong size, but all perfect colour wise. This one might look a bit weird because it's in the plastic wrap. So I'm going to stick some of these up. I'm just going to stick them up with blue tack, I think, for now, until I can get some frames, because I've just stuck this, please excuse the wall, but I've just hung this on one of the pins that is in the wall already from what was hanging there before. And I think it ties in quite nicely with the colour of these shelves. So ideally I'd like to get some more of those frames or some similar ones. I'm not sure. These, that would probably fit. That looks quite nice. But this is a painting I did of a study of a hand. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it below if you'd like to watch it. It's how to paint a hand in oil paint, or how to oil paint a hand, something like that. So I'm going to play around with these and see where they look nice. This one's signed and numbered at the bottom because I actually made this for a customer, and then just as I was packaging it I noticed the paper had a tiny little dent in it there, and I feel like there was one somewhere, yeah, here as well. So there's two number 5s of 100. If that girl's watching and she's wondering why I've got 5 of 100, this is why, because I made one for you and it got bent, so I made you a new one. is the whole point in this series, is that each one's a different colour of the rainbow, and they're all unrealistic colours, if you know what I mean. So there's a red, orange, yellow, green, blue and pink. I've missed one. There's a purple Marilyn one that I must not have a spare print of, that should be in between these two, so I'm gonna go and have a look and see if I've got one lying around in a different size, because that's why it looks weird. I knew there was one missing. Well, I didn't, but I knew it didn't look right. I found one, my little Marilyn print, but I've only got a really small one of these that is already printed out, so I'm gonna try and find a space to put her, maybe here, or maybe, I'm not sure. I might scoot these two over a little bit, these three over, so that she can fit sort of here-ish. So I've also got my originals from Inktober that I've done so far, which I want to put up as well on the wall, just so I can see them in order of when I've done them and sort of see the progression. So I'm just trying to think of where to put those. Maybe on this wall. Oh my god, don't look in the kitchen, it looks terrible. Maybe on that wall. So that is where the Inktober's are going for now. I'm not sure if these are a little bit wonky. I'm quite happy with them just blue tacking to the wall there for now. Such a nice day outside. It's so nice to be in a room that gets the light through the day, because usually I'm in the dark room, and this, it's picking up on camera pretty much how it looks in real life, so I'll show you what it looks like in the room that I've been working in all week. So this is where I've been sat, right here. Please excuse the mess, but hopefully you can see how much darker it is here. Like, it's sunny outside, so this is the brightest that it was ever going to get in here, and this is just so much nicer. Look, oh, so happy. Okay, so this area by the window is where I want to have a photography station set up, and this is what I'm taking my photos on at the moment. It's just a giant artboard, so I'm leaving that there so that I can take photos. And then this, I've moved my easel there, which has got an underpainting on that I started about 2 years ago and never got around to finishing, but I quite like it as it is, actually, just pink and brown. I like those colours together. And then you can just see how the light hits everything at this time of day. It's 3:15, so the sun's probably on its way down. Underneath my printer at the moment, I have this Ikea basket, and that's just got a microphone boom that I attach to the edge of my table when I'm wanting to do like an overhead shot with my camera of what I'm drawing. So that's got that in there, and a duster and like a candle and some headphones and other things that I don't want to put on my shelves because they're not very nice to look at. And then in these boxes, this has got some like wrapping supplies, some tape and stuff like that. This has got some just standard A4 paper for the printer, and then in the bottom, I don't know if you can see, this is my toolbox. So that's got a hammer, several different screwdrivers, some little wall attachments and everything else that I've collected over the years. but I haven't actually got a proper toolbox yet, so that is my pretty girly toolbox. So I think that is where I'm going to leave it for today. I would like to go upstairs and get some more artwork to put on here. Oh, I didn't show you this. This is my little homemade calendar for the month of October, and I've just been tracking all of the information, all of the illustrations that I've managed to do this month for Inktober, because I haven't managed to do every day, but I have been drawing every day apart from today, which is why I want to finish the video now. So I've just been tracking my progress there. I've put my cutting mat underneath here just because it adds a little bit more colour. I've added my laptop and some cute post-it notes, and then I've got a little easel here that I'm going to find a small piece of artwork to put on there, so I think that'll look cute. Got myself a little drink, and then down here I've got some originals and some canvases and painting boards that are in progress or in the process of being painted over. This is a portrait of Daenerys from Game of Thrones that I painted once and then decided that I didn't like it, so I started painting it again, and I started repainting the whole thing. So I did like this corner, then it got to the last season of Game of Thrones and I was so disappointed with how it finished that I never finished the portrait, but I'm still carrying around the painting of it. I'll just let Tiggy in. So I hope you enjoyed it, coming along with me while I revamped my living room and turned it into an art studio. This is just the first stage. There are going to be lots of updates, lots of painting. I'm going to be painting the walls. I'm going to get some new furniture. So I will update you when I've done that. I keep forgetting to do this. I keep meaning to put this at the end of every single video that I've made since the one where I showed you how I print my artwork from home. But at the end of that video I did a little giveaway because I had a misprint, a little print of where is it? Here. A little miniature of this print that had a tiny scratch in it, and I wanted to tell you who won it. So it is Black Pandora's Destiny. I'm pretty sure that I speak to you on Instagram, so send me a message either on YouTube, I don't know if you can even do that, or on Instagram, and send me details and I'll send that over to you. So well done for winning. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully next week for another video.